Welcome everyone back. This is game 2 of Corndog versus ShadowKiller, and this is the Amateur Dota 2 League Season 6 North American entry-level playoff games. That name is getting longer and longer to read. We have Tidehunter being banned up. Assume they know Chowser plays it, or they know ShadowKiller might be really good with a Tidehunter. That's a pretty rare first ban. Spectre 2 instantly banned out, so those are probably might be some heroes that ShadowKiller plays with a lot and are playing really well with them. Patch and Ariki, rare bans, but if you watch the first game, you would know why they are banned out. Patch had an excellent game, but to be fair, when Patch was picked, it was sort of like a shock pick, and I don't think ShadowKiller reacted really well to it. They really didn't know what to do, like what hero to pick to counter the Patch. It was picked, I think, at the final pick, so they only had one last pick to deal with it. X was picked up as the first pick, so because of all the respect bans coming up, X manages to get through the ban and pick phase. So X comes out, and Corndog will be able to get the X, which is pretty rare. We do see X being banned out almost all the time. Like you see Aspicious banning X 3 times in a row today. You see ARX banning X twice in a row. Warlocks bans X every time. So it's just a really good hero and a really annoying hero to deal with. As Spiritbreaker being picked up, which is pretty interesting. You don't see that in pro game level too much. You do see it, but not all the time. Vengeful Spirit also being picked up. Very good support, definitely. Very good ganking hero. So I guess they're going for a very gank oriented lineup, since Spiritbreaker is also a ganking hero. And X though, they might want to pick a little bit more of some like magic damage to just deal with X in the early game, or some ranged DPS that turns on pretty early. Wraith King will be picked up as the second pick from Corndogs, and as they go into the banning phase, once again I would like to talk about something if you weren't here for the first game. So as you can see here, there's a picture of a little girl. She is in the custody of the dad right now. The father and the mother has joint custody of the girl, but since she was picked up a while ago by the father to, I'm not sure for what activity, basically the father came and picked her up and went away, and now refuses to return the girl. So the mother is trying to raise some money to go to family court to, basically she needs a lawyer to go to family court and try to just get full custody or something like that. I'm not actually sure. If you want more information, there's the picture of my Twitch TV page will link you to the GoFundMe page where you can donate to her request of $1,500 US. And basically you could contact the owner of that campaign, which is the mother herself, and she would be more than willing to answer all your questions about it. So if you are able to and willing, please do donate to that page. I do not make any money out of it. I'm just sharing it because I felt like it was the right thing to do. So now back to the game. Third pick being picked up, Viper, which would likely be the middle hero, but of course Viper is capable of going to a safe lane too. Bane in reaction. Bane will be picked up by Corndog as their support, probably the first support unless Wraith King will be playing in that capacity. Lifestealer will be picked up. These are some really interesting heroes being picked up right now. As you can see on top, Earthshaker and Witch Doctor, both team fight oriented heroes, are being banned out. I guess the Lifestealer does work pretty well with the Spiritbreaker, or not really the Vengeful Spirit, it doesn't really work that well. Patch, Bloodseeker and Lion also being banned out by the ShadowKiller. Undying being picked up right now by Corndogs as their fourth hero. Interesting picks. Sniper being banned out as the fifth and final ban from ShadowKiller, and we will be waiting for the final ban from Corndogs right now before we go into the final picks. Guess the mid heroes are pretty clear. The Viper will be going mid, and Lifestealer in the safe lane, Spirit Breaker on the off lane, so they lack a support, they lack a power support. Reaver will be banned as the off lane, though, or maybe, well, Reaver can technically go any lane, it just depends on your lineup and the situation, but now the final pick, it looks like they lack a support. ShadowKiller lacks a support unless Spirit Breaker is a utility support hero, though I strongly doubt it. I don't think Spirit Breaker is that great a utility hero. I mean, we have much better utility heroes. Faceless Void. That is interesting. Faceless Void will be picked up. I assume that might be the offlane hero for Chowser because his Reaver is being banned. It just might be, I'm just thinking, I'm not too sure, but anyway, we do have an Undying pick. That is always interesting. Rare. Very, very rare. Oh, not that rare, but it's rare. And now we're waiting for a final pick, likely a mid hero unless they want to meet Bane. What goes well against a Dazzle will be picked up as a secondary support, so maybe Undying might be going mid. Oh, Undying will be going off lane. Well, at least according last game, Bogus the Fungus was on the center war runner and was going onto the off lane. So off lane, Bane will go mid, I guess, and Axe will go safe lane. I'm not sure. Let's see how it turns out. See, Bogus Fungus will be going onto the off lane. Now we have here my games on the Wraith King and Darth Votal on the Axe, Moist on the Dazzle, and the name that I will not try to read on the Bane. BT on the Lifestealer. On the Radiant side, we have BT on the Lifestealer, Triforce on the Vengeful Spirit, Chewbacca, the mid player, on the Viper. And what is happening here? Okay, Faceless Void, as expected. Chowser will be playing the Faceless Void, and we have ShadowKiller playing Spirit Breaker. Engagement here, potential engagement here onto the ShadowKiller, and stun being used up, charge being used up right there. Looks like ShadowKiller might go down for a first bullet right now. Blocking up enough, X will get the first blood. BT not within range, did not skill his open wound as a first skill right now, so he will be slowed down. And looks like a double kill may go in the favor of X, but not a double kill. Bane will get the last hit right there. 4 heroes focusing down on deck. And wait, what happened? Bounty rune going away? Oh, no one picked up the bounty rune yet. The 600 ghost swing right there, as you can see. And we will have a lane denier, and not a particularly good. Oh, ShadowKiller might be in trouble here. And this looks really, really bad here. And Tombstone coming up. ShadowKiller might go down again. And yes, she will go down. Dazzle getting the last hit this time. So not a good start for ShadowKillers. The team and the player. Chowser, however, is having a pretty good time right there. They might consider switching the Vengeful Spirit down bot. Lifestealer might need to relegate himself into the jungler, but he needs a level right there, and the Bane solos the Viper. How? How? I don't understand, but Bane solos the Viper right there, and here ShadowKiller might be in trouble again. Call misses, so they will be able to get a lot of experience right now. And yes, Vengeful Spirit will now rotate bottom to assist this lane as they require, I guess. They did rotate everyone. Even Bane is now at the bottom lane right now. Looks like they might even try to engage onto the bottom tower. A lot of them are pretty low. BT is very, very low. You know, Vengeful Spirit does not have a stun. Stun will be used up. Connection, double stun. No Wave Terror. Wave Terror now being used, but they will focus on the LT first, and all three of them will go down right here. Bane actually getting a triple kill right there. So this look really, really bad for ShadowKillers. I'm not sure. I felt the team definitely did not react to the X pick enough. With the X pick, they still went for 3 melee heroes. They went for Vengeful Spirit, which doesn't do a lot as a range attacker to simply slow the X down. They did go for the Viper, but the Viper is going mid, so I don't think they did enough to counter the X pick. So that's why they're suffering a lot right now on the X. As you can see, the X is pretty low on levels. And it looks like the X may go down right now. Just like, do they have enough? They don't have enough mana for the stun right now. Slow is being used up. She's very far away from a stun. She just throw a Ray of Terror right now. Bane gets an Bane? Oh, Bane gets a solo kill in the middle, and he gets a double kill right there. That's amazing. I'm not sure how the Bane gets so much kill, but well, he's being extremely aggressive. He does have his ultimate ready, and looks like he's going out for Chowser right now, who is currently leading a range out. He does get away in time. I'm definitely sure he does not lead the net worth chart, because Bane is just getting a crazy amount of kills right here. Bane has 7? Yes, Bane has 7 kills. 8 involvements actually. That's why there's a problem when you give away the first blood and then a second kill to the axe. That's just really, really hard to come back from there. They might get a kill here on the Bane though, and I'm not sure whether that was the right idea to just come back and do that. Looks like she's gonna go down, but the slow does continue. Chowser just jumps in and trying to slow right there. He's going to reach the neutral crypt to try to deny himself, but he will not. Lifestealer will get the last hit right there. Not much goal, honestly. Just a wicked sick. Just about 1,000 gold going the way of the other side. Wraith King trying to get into the game right now, trying to farm a little bit more. Wraith King being thrown out. He may be in trouble here. Not enough mana for a stun, so he's safe with that. If you manage to stun him under the tower, that would be pretty bad. This looks like X will go down at the bottom in the back right here, but the Tombstone will be thrown out, and Dazzle's trying to engage onto the Viper, but I don't think the Viper is too afraid of the situation right now. They do get a kill on the Vengeful Spirit up top. A Bane and a Wraith King. I assume, yeah, Bane did use his ultimate to get that kill, to secure that kill, and looks like they won't be able to do much right here. Viper is reasonably tanky, so he's not really afraid of a Undying and Dazzler alone, I guess. And engagement onto Chowser here. Chowser ultimate does go up, pairing up with the tower, so he does not have the attack speed, but he does do enough to kill that. But he is in deep in big trouble right now as the Wraith King comes back alive, and the bird itself might be able enough to kill him. No dodge luck for him. And he will be able to just get a kill back onto Chelsea. Chronosphere being used right there. Stun being thrown up onto the Bane. Vengeful Spirit will be able to get a solo kill on that and try to get back into the game, I guess. They are in a pretty bad position right now. Undying with an engagement onto the creep right there. Axe is in position and will be able to get 2 calls onto 3 actually. He managed to get it all onto 3. Crossraker Void comes in but managed to get a kill onto there, but Void does not even able to bring 1 hero down. 3 hero goes down to in response to nothing actually. And that's just a lot of goals swinging the way of the Corndogs. After a charge being used onto the Moist, the TP does come in, so they do see that. Stun just comes in, no ultimate though, so he will be Nightmare. ShadowKiller will be Nightmare right under it. Ultimate being used onto the Chewbacca, who will be brought down extremely quickly with the creeps surrounding it. It's just charging away. I'm not even sure why it's charging away. And he will be Nightmare up. And the Sap will get a kill onto the Vengeful Spirit. This Bane is now really high level and on value too. This looks like he is going for a Dagon, I think, the Bane, so he's going full carry. And the Axe and the Undying just waiting for it. Axe brings in, gets a corner, a lot of creep and onto Chelsea, but gets stunned up. Chelsea manages to jump away, but the dunk will be able to kill the Vengeful Spirit. Nightmare used on Chelsea. He's dodging quite a lot of damage. Sap being used right there, just needs a dunk. He does manage to dunk onto the... I'm not sure what the Lifestealer is doing here. Gives a triple kill away, and maybe even an ultra kill. He does not get it. Desert steals it with the heal. And no ultra kill going away, just Axe coming in and that's just ridiculous. I'm not sure what any of them are doing. That's a 2700 goal swing to the other way, so there you have it. It looks like the game is pretty much secured by Corndogs. 10 minutes in and 10,000 gold lead. We have an engagement here. Does not connect with anyone. A lot of magic damage being thrown out. But he will be grave up, so he is alive. No Chronosphere yet for another 13 seconds. Dunk does not do enough damage to kill him, but ShadowKiller will get the last hit onto that one. Undying now trying to follow up. Swap being used on the ShadowKiller, but he's stationary. Viper might be able to get a kill on the Burgers. He does get a kill on the Burgers right there, but I'm not sure why Chewbacca isn't coming here to help. And he does get an ultimate used onto the Bane, who will not be able to do anything. He will just go down right there. So that's a lot. That's a 3600 goal swing the way of ShadowKiller. ShadowKiller himself actually getting 1300 gold and 1200 away of Viper. Chowser died very early, so he only got 300, and Lifestealer died even earlier. Do have an invisibility rune on Chewbacca right here, Chewbacca. A blink just come in, follow up by a core immediately, and looks like they will focus down to Moist right now. And Voltar trying to get into range of the dunk. Maybe one more, maybe two more, but not enough. He will not get it. He will go down, and it will be a 2-0, but not yet over. What a swap! What a swap right there. More stuns and follow up. Vengeful Spirit looks like we'll go down. Will be a 2-for-2, and don't think they can re-engage. Chronosphere is down. So I'm not sure why Vengeful Spirit used a swap right there, but anyway, what a swap. Chronosphere will be up in 70 seconds, so this looks like he might run through everybody. Blink being used on the ShadowKiller. He will run into the Bane though, so an ultimate will be used onto the Bane, and he's trying to hit as much as possible. Just lip in, but not really enough. An ultimate is used onto Chowser, who will not be cancelled and will continue to be hit. Chowser is still alive right here, trying to chase down the Wraith King. Wraith King will go down, but his ultimate will pop back up right away. And stationary target for a short while. Chewbacca being stunned up by the Mind Games, the Wraith King, and looks like he will be brought down. There's just a large amount of zombie army right there, so the stun might be ready right now. No stuns coming out actually. He does manage to throw a stun up, not enough to bring out, but Vengeful Spirit stuns Mind Game right under the tower. ShadowKiller charging out again to his death. Not exactly sure what he's doing. And I'm pretty confused what's happening right now. It's just like they're just fighting for the sake of fighting. But X will get a solo tower at the T2. He will solo the T2 at the bottom. It looks like they're gonna lose the T2 up top too. I don't think ShadowKiller is in a position to defend this tower. Everyone's really poor. Even Dazzler is the lowest value on Corndog. It has a higher value than ShadowKiller, so that's really sad. Like the top 5, net worth is now all Corndog's player. Is there a comeback for this game? I guess there is. I mean, if Corndog throws a fight or two and just gets team wiped without taking off too many of ShadowKiller's hero, and they do that 2 to 3 times, I think ShadowKiller has a chance to come back into this, but they want to get a Roshan right now just to be safe. Aegis will go the way of Wraith King. X now TP's down mid, so it looks like they want to take a lane of Rex now. They're losing to push a bottom lane since the creep is already in position to do it. But they might, they're backing away. They know something's up. I think Lifestealer manages to see him. Manages to see and spot the Bane. Does the Bane have a Blink Dagger now? He does not have a Blink Dagger. He's going for hard to say. He could go for a Dagon. He could go straight for his Scepter. Wave of Terror is used to scout the situation out though, and a stun, big stun miscommunication right there to bring stun onto the Venture Spirit, but it does not matter. They will be able to burst the Venture Spirit down anyway. So X brings in, and the ultimate Lifestealer just come out with from his ultimate. Viper immediately being Fiend's grip down by the Bane, and this looks like it's GG. Nightmare being used onto Chowser, and that's cute. That's a cute. I didn't know it works that way. But looks like Mosh will go down to a Chronosphere right there being used. And looks like a lane of racks. Maybe even 2. Actually, maybe not 2. They are all coming up alive. Bring engagement onto Chowser. Core manages to force stuff him out. I think it was a force stuff or was it a sword? Okay, he jumps out actually. There's Rhyme being used right now to save the Wraith King, and a lot of poison damage doing up on the Wraith King. He does have an Aegis though. So an X core onto 2, actually onto 3. Chowser gets core up 2, and B-Tag and Lifestealer will be brought down extremely quickly. Charge once again in to stun all of them. ShadowKiller being Nightmare up, and just 2 Blade Mills being brought up. Dire's Courier being killed too in the dive right there. Why no swap? You could have swapped the Vengeful Spirit in. Core misses this time, so it looks like Bane will go down. Chowser just jump into it. And I'm not too sure where he's going right now, but sticks up, so to full health. Bane does buyback for absolutely no reason whatsoever, just because they are winning the game. I think the 2 heroes that bought back is now actually pushing down onto Chowser. Just jump in onto the Undying. And nothing much he'll get out of that. He does get caught onto the axe, and a lot of damage being thrown out. He will be done, but he will not be done actually. He will just be brought down. Bane will be brought down on the other side by the Lifestealer actually getting a kill. And now Viper will go down. Chowser buys back right now. He just charged out onto the Dazzle. No, it's just everyone's just trying to kill the Dazzle right now. ShadowKiller does that stun and core up, just get dunked, not core, just dunk. And Viper is now like just diving the whole team trying to get a kill on the Dazzle, but I think Dazzle has a Desolator? Dazzle has a Desolator, that is correct. Ultimate being popped up right here to get a kill onto the Dazzle. That's the only thing that people care about right now, get a kill onto the bloody Dazzle. Lifestealer just tried to call him out, trying to get a kill on the Axe, but he will be burst out, eats into a creep, comes out with half health, and will get stunned up and go down anyway. No GG core yet. Looks like they're having fun right here. That is a weird sight. It looks like X might be brought down by the tower. No, not enough. Charge being used onto the X right now. He is being brought really low. Blink's being used to try to get away from it, but he will be stunned up. Ultimate also being used. He does go down. Chowser leaps in just in time to get a experience and go, but he will die. And looks like Triforce is now in trouble too. Stun from the Wraith King will keep him at spot, and Dazzle, not Dazzle actually, Wraith King is the one that gets killed. ShadowKiller now trying to just slowly walk home. It does get a stun up onto the Wraith King. It does have an ultimate up though. Wraith King does go down. And looks like Viper will just die to a Fiend Scream, and ShadowKiller dies right after that, and just picking off the hero one by one right here. So they last year does have a buyback. I'm not sure whether he's interested to buyback, but it looks like he's not. No GG card yet. And they will go for the T4 straight away. Glyph being used. Isn't ShadowKiller a stubborn bunch, right? Most people probably called GG a long time ago, but okay, they will call GG right now, and the game goes to Corndog 2-0. They will progress, and ShadowKiller is now being knocked out. Looks like Mosh will go down once more before the game ends, and Chowser will get a kill on him and lift up for safety. And there you have it. That's the end of the game. We have it will go 2-0 to Corndog. Once again, I would like to remind everyone, if you are able to and willing, please do donate to the Bring Alexis Home campaign. They need 1,500 to pay the lawyer fees, and that's all. Thank you very much for watching. A extremely one-sided, probably the most one-sided game I've ever casted. So goodbye.